everyone. Welcome to a new session with Code with Sally. I'm happy to have you. The session run every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. For anyone who's missing some sessions or couldn't attend, you can find all the recordings we have on my YouTube channel. I would love to start first to understand for anyone who's new, what is vibe coding, what is Agentforce Vibes. So let's get started. So first of all, like what is vibe coding? I know a lot of people are not aware with the terminology and they feel like surprised when they hear it or they feel a little bit lost. So vibe coding is a new way of development. It started to be popular and it's not very specific to Salesforce or Apex or LWC. People use it all over the world. So it's a new way to build software using natural language. And the idea is we don't want to start from always from scratch. We want to use the capabilities of large language model, LLMs, and AI to help us like either deliver faster or like to have a baseline where we can start and help us with code generation faster. So it's all about natural language. So you have to describe what you want to do in English and you type what you want to achieve, what you are looking for from the output, and let the AI turns your words into action and create the files and the logic for you. Um, People are very excited about it and they want to use it all the time now, whether even before Agentforce Vibes and like other tools, some people were using even ChatGPT and other LLMs on the web. And people are using Cloud Code, Agentforce Vibes, Cursor. So there is a lot of demand and a lot of people are using it. And that's because it can help you get to what you want to achieve and develop faster. And it can help you focus on more creativity, like focus on the design, what you want to achieve, and think about it more than spending so much time on the development. And some developers find it as well a fun way to like experiment with the words and how what you want to achieve and see how that will impact the output. And it's heavy on prompting and how you will describe what you want, like the way you will describe your requirements may impact for sure the output you are getting. So the more descriptive you can and more context you will give, the better the output will be. So in my opinion, we shouldn't be using it blindly for sure. It's not replacement for developers and it's more like appropriate for brainstorming, like we are thinking about ideas. I know in the past we used Lucidchart and other like Figma and other tools like to draw ideas and like communicate with business what we want to achieve in the UI. That may be the new way to achieve this, like brainstorming. We want to test an idea or we want to have a proof of concept, and we sometimes we have repetitive code as well and tasks we want to achieve. So that's why it's exciting. It turns ideas faster into prototype and something working. It lets you experiment while learning, like you may be learning about different Lightning Web components and you want to experiment like what will be the behavior if I use this versus that. And maybe that will be faster for you to experiment with, to give different prompts using specific Lightning Web components and you see the output, or similar with Apex, like what use cases for test classes, for Apex code. So it can help during the learning phase, but it's not definitely your only way for learning, and it's not replacement for your knowledge. So again, some repetitive tasks like when you start working with triggers and you will have your trigger handler, you start with creating the methods in the trigger handler and then you create the trigger. That may be a good idea, like to use the vibe coding to create the trigger for you and the methods as placeholder, and then you go and either dig deeper through the LLM and create the logic or just implement it yourself, but it will save you some time if you do the skeleton for it for you. Also, sometimes we want to have a ready to go demo as fast as we can. We are using internal tools. We want to get this out of the way faster. And it's not a final product that we want to deliver yet. So we can start with the Agentforce and vibe coding. And then work and like enhance the code or fix it and review it as well and make sure it's followed the company best practices, Salesforce best practices, fix anything you see is not appropriate. So it can boost your productivity as developer if you know and you learn how to write the right prompts and how to ground it with the right rules as well. So last time we saw Claude Code, and some people are using Cursor. In the past, we saw together Agentforce for developers. Today, we want to meet Agentforce Vibes. It's a new addition for Salesforce, and it's Salesforce Vibe coding agent that anyone can use, not just developers, and they are making it available for you both for developers or heavy coders on Visual Studio Code, or you can have it as a web-based IDE and we'll see how it looks like. It can work, as I mentioned, inside the Visual Studio Code or the web, and we'll see today the two of them in action. So you can plan, like you give it a requirement. Last time, for example, with Cloud Code, we asked as a phase one to plan the development for us or what we'll get as an output. Part of Agentforce Vibes, you can choose whether you want to plan what you want to do first or act on it. So you can plan and then you can build, you can write test classes and you can use it for deployment. So it can help you accelerate the process along the way. But again, I love repeating this. It's not a replacement to your knowledge and it's not replacement for developers for sure. Um, um, Again, the benefit of it is making your development faster. It can simplify some tasks that you repeat, and it's within the Visual Studio Code, within the trust layer, and it's within the environment that most of the developers are like familiar with and comfortable working with. I'm not here to judge whether you should go with Cloud Code versus Agentforce Vibes versus Cursor. I think this is a topic we can not agree on something because it depends on your familiarity with the tool and based on which tool you prefer. The cost of each tool, Agentforce Vibes, it's included. You have 50 requests as of today for ChatGPT, and then it switched to the core model. At this point, there is no payment for it, so it's free, available for everyone. I don't know if there is any plans in the future, if they will add any like payment plans to have more than 50 requests. I have no idea, but at this point, it's free, available for anyone. Just 50. ChatGPT 5 request, then it switched to the core model and it's pretty decent and good to the extent I tested. So it may be the good option and the choice you want to go with. But again, it depends on your preference and your testing. Where we can have it, it's available, as I mentioned, in Visual Studio Code, and we'll see how you can set it up. And you can have it as well as a web-based IDE, and we'll see together how it looks. So within Visual Studio Code, you will find, once you set it up, you'll find an icon here for Cody. When you click on it, you will have Let's Vibe. The window will open for you on the side, and you can type your request here. At the same time, from the web, it's not available for all orgs. I noticed that for my client org and its unlimited edition, it's there, it's accessible, we can do it. My existing developer orgs that I used to use for my demos that we'll use today, it's not there, but I can still use it in Visual Studio Code. But there is a trailhead on um, um, a trail that you can follow on Trailhead. I will leave you the link on in the comment. This Trailhead offer that you can use a specific developer edition, special developer edition, and it will come with Agentforce Vibes for you. So this is an org that I created earlier, a special Developer Edition, and it comes with Agentforce Vibes. So when you click on Agentforce Vibes, it takes time to set your virtual environment, and it will open. You'll find that the look and feel for it will be exactly the same as if you're using the Visual Studio Code. So when you open the Agentforce Vibes, it will open. Again, you can click on the cozy on the side. It will open the same window. So it's same look and feel and everything that you have in Visual Studio Code, but on the web. The difference is you don't have to set it up. You don't have to add the extension. You don't have to add the MCP server. It's there for you to start using. So it may be easier for non-developers because you don't have Visual Studio Code to use it through the web. For everyone who is using Visual Studio Code, there is some configuration or steps to follow to create or to enable Agentforce Vibes within your Visual Studio Code. To go quickly about this, as any extension, you go to the extension icon here, and you can type Salesforce extension pack. And Salesforce extension pack, because I have it installed, I have uninstalled here. But if you don't have it installed, it will show you installed to be able to install this extension. And one of the pack extension that it will be included will be Agentforce Vibes. So it will install Agentforce Vibes for you. Once you do that, you can go and you can see the cozy for Agentforce Vibes. And you'll notice here at the beginning, you'll have 0 MCP server active. We need to enable the Salesforce DX MCP server. I'm not an expert in what is MCP server and how we can define one, but it's the server that Salesforce is ready for us and we can use it. And you can think about it as a bridge between our agent, which is Agentforce Vibes, and our local tool, which is the Visual Studio Code. So it can help us with natural language to do actions and use Salesforce tools like writing a query and like executing the query and getting results, deploying metadata, creating components directly in Visual Studio Code, create files for you, create the LWC files for you. So instead of just like suggesting codes as we had in the past with the Agentforce for developers, now the Agentforce Vibes can now perform real and actions in your project using the MCP server that Salesforce is providing for us. So for you to enable it, you will click on enable. Like it's 0, so you have to click on enable. It will pop up a small window at the bottom here, and you will choose that you want to enable Salesforce DX. You'll find it as disable. You have just to click on it to enable it. If you get this error that you cannot you don't have the requirements, minimum requirements, or you cannot work with the Salesforce DX MCP server, don't worry, I got this in one of my machines. And the reason was I didn't have the latest Node.js version. I had an older version. So I will leave this link for you in case you get this error as well. You can follow the steps, update your Node.js file to the latest version. And once I did that, you will need to restart your Visual Studio Code to be effective. And then when you open again and you open the MCP server now, you'll find it as active in green. So you need to have latest version of Visual Studio Code, the extension for sure, and the Node.js so you don't get the issue that I got as well in before updating my Node.js. So those are the steps. And again, that's why Salesforce is enabling and have the web-based version for it, because as you know, like not everyone has Visual Studio Code, not everyone has their Visual Studio Code connected to their org. Maybe you're not feeling comfortable doing those steps. It's not too much. It's just an extension, you install it, it's part of the Salesforce extended pack. And then after that, you enable the MCP server, no heavy configuration. If you get the issue, maybe you have something not the latest, either Visual Studio Code or not Node.js. So that's briefly how you can set it up to be ready for you in your Visual Studio Code for usage. And don't forget, if you need to update Node.js, you have to restart your Visual Studio Code so it correct itself. Um, and for anyone who didn't attend before with me, Agentforce for developers, you can ignore this part. But if you attended this session before with me and we spoke together about Agentforce for developers, I just want to highlight for you the difference. When we worked with Agentforce for developers, we saw together how it was more as a conversation assistant, like it's an AI conversation assistant where we saw together how we can ask questions about how to use a method, how we asked to create a trigger, but it didn't create actually files for us. It didn't create the trigger files or the controller files for us. It was mainly in the chat for the dev assistant. It was giving us the code suggestions that we could use, and we had to either copy or move it to the window or our classes to be able to use it. So it was more as a conversation assistant. It doesn't do actions. With Agentforce Vibes, it's more of an agent. It's vibe coding agent. What means Agentforce Vibes is an agent? It's like when you create an Agentforce agent within your org or you create an employee agent, the intent is for it to be active with you and do and perform actions. So it's not more as a conversation or as an assistant to create suggestions for you and for you to take it. It's more now powerful. And that's because we have also the MCP server functionality, but it's more powerful than the assistant. It can perform tasks, it can create files, it can run test classes for you, it can deploy. So it's more powerful. So if someone is wondering why we have it, what's the difference between Agentforce Vibes and Agentforce for developers, it's a huge difference. It's not just a naming change, it's a major upgrade. Like it became an agent that can do actions for us as well. It sounds like interesting and promising and very like I'm very excited to learn it myself more and how to use it in different use cases for it. But I want to have this screen for you, like this image for you. I use ChatGPT to generate it. Uh, it's a big reminder for everyone because I heard mixed like feedback and mixed opinions. Agentforce Vibes is powerful, but it's not replacement for developers. It helps you be faster. It helps you to achieve your like tasks maybe faster and finish your code faster and get more done in less time. But you have to review the code that is generated. Like you cannot trust it blindly and deploy it as is. You have to make sure it's following your org best practices. So you have the same look and feel and same structure of files, same structure of methods you've been using. And that will come to how you will write your prompts, how you will write your rules, and also your validation and code review and checking the code. Don't feel happy that it generated code for you and just take it as is and deploy it. You have to understand what it's doing because sooner or later, you may have bugs here and there in the code as well, or changes in requirement based on the business. How far any AI tool will be helpful in debugging the issues, solving the problems, enhancing the performance, or getting a job done or a modification done, I cannot guarantee that any of the tools would be 100% capable of doing all of that for you. So you have to understand and know it. So think about it as a buddy, someone who's there for you to help you achieve more in less time or be faster or have a starting point to start from. But it's not a replacement because I don't want anyone to give up on learning. You have to learn your stuff. In my opinion, even if you're starting, start first to code and learn how to do the things yourself 100% before start using the Agentforce Vibes or Cloud Code or Cursor. You need to know how to do things yourself 100% before switching and using any of the AI tools. You need your knowledge. Your knowledge is key. So I like to keep this in mind for everyone, because there is sometimes people thinking, no, I don't need to learn, or developers are not needed. We can get the requirements and get the project delivered without developers. And that's very risky. We'll end up having a lot of issues in the future, and the knowledge won't be there to fix it. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time.